Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video, and on today's video we are going to be working on probably the most difficult area. I had a lot of trouble coming up with an idea because right below me is the graffiti school, and I honestly didn't know really how to cover that up, and I really wanted to stay with like a more modern theme, but it was really challenging to try to figure out how I was going to come up with something to cover that up. But I think I do have an idea in mind. I want to create kind of like a tower built site, like construction site. I really enjoy making those, so hopefully I can come up something good. When it comes to that, I want to make it to where it's like two different kind of like buildings being made, and kind of there being like a middle walkway to go inside. I think that would look really cool. But yeah, so it's going to be a lot of terraforming today, and trying to come up with a natural looking shape will be a little bit challenging, but I think I can come up with something. I kind of wanted to go with like two squares at first to see how that would look, and then maybe kind of break them apart in the middle, or I really don't know. I was kind of everywhere when I was making this video, just because this is getting really close to the end of Paradox, and kind of sad about that. And again, we will be starting off at right afterwards. We'll probably start a new playthrough of a different island and an island theme. So if you guys have any recommendations on a new theme, please leave them in the comments below. I think I have one in mind, but if something sounds better, I'll go for that. And plus, it'll give me ideas for the future. And honestly, with this build right here, I've got a lot of inspiration just on stuff I've seen on the way to work, or just around where I live at. Just things being made and created, and I take pictures of stuff just to see if I can resemble some of that, or if something comes to mind. Typically right before I'm about to go to bed, I'll hop on the game and come up with something, or I'll write it down in my notes. I feel like that is honestly the best way to come up with stuff, is when you're not really expecting it. That happens to me quite a bit, and it kind of sucks because, like I said, it's typically when I'm about to go to bed at night, but it works out for the best because it comes out to be a really good video. And I don't know, I'm really kind of curious to see where this is gonna take me and how this is gonna look. Of course, I'm doing a voiceover right now, so I already know how it looks. But during this, I didn't know what to expect. Just kind of going off a limb here, and this is a really big area too. So I had a lot of ground to work with, and these are the first two squares I was talking about. What I wanted to see, how I can kind of piece them together, or if I wanted to, because I wanted to make, like I said, two different builds here, or two different towers, I guess, that are being built. But there can be a walkway in the middle, maybe I don't know, a fake scaffolding bridge or something going across. I don't really know, but I do know that I want to fill in both of these squares now with this great pattern. This is a perfect thing, especially when you're doing something industrial, or like what I'm doing, the monochrome, different grays, blacks and whites and stuff. I just feel like it looks really good, and that's what it's going to look like on this side. I'm going to mirror the same exact thing on this side, and that's really it when it comes to this. Now for the lower part, I need to do kind of the same thing. I don't know at this point if I wanted to do it all in that great pattern, or if I wanted to leave it kind of with concrete, because I didn't want it to kind of not blend in together. I don't know, it was really weird how I wanted it to piece together at first, just because I didn't want it to look like it was just bland all over. But the gray kind of does make everything look a little bit better, so I was really conflicted at this point. And now that we're done actually putting down all the pathing on these two squares, I did go ahead and start building up just a little bit. Like I said, it kind of some fake construction, scaffolding going across to make it to where the workers didn't have to go, up and down all the time. So I feel like that was kind of cool, I guess, and it kind of fit in with the theme. And all I did after that was just fill it in with some more grate. Again, I don't know at this point if I was going to leave this in or not. I probably will though, just because I do think it looks kind of cool and it makes like a building shape, especially like on the map. I feel like that looks really cool. And now for the like surrounding areas, I did decide just to go ahead and put grate all the way around and in the center just to fill it in to make it look even more like a construction site. I just feel like it's the best choice because I don't know why they would put like fresh concrete down when it's going to get destroyed by like big machinery and stuff. So I just avoided that and just put down some grate. Yeah, hopefully you guys can understand what I'm going for here. At this point, it just kind of looks like a big like metal blob, and hopefully we can come up with something cool to kind of fill this in. But now at least we're almost to the fun part to where we actually start placing down some items. This is always the boring part where you have to do like the terraforming and like all the path placement. It can be really dry at some points. Trust me, I do it way too much. And now that that's done, we can actually head to the back here and we can start placing down some items. Now, I didn't know if I wanted to cover up the back or not because honestly, you won't be able to see this. But yeah, and my items are just placing down like popping out of thin air. I think it's because I'm starting to get way too many items like around, especially when it comes to Kid Core. There's a lot of items in Kid Core, so I feel like it's kind of generating some lag now. But when I placed down these wide display stands, it didn't just like pop out of thin air. So maybe it's only really close to Kid Core where it's doing that. But yeah, so what I'm doing now is just creating like the sides of the building. And I didn't want to do like too much. I didn't want to put too many wide display stands down just because this is like a build being made. So I didn't want it to look finished. I wanted to look partially finished and being worked on. So I kind of made it like a little patchy to make it look like that. And I busted some holes in the wall and then put down some more grates around because this is where a lot of our machinery is going to be at, making it look like stuff is being built like around the terraforming or like the terraforming's being built. I don't know. So I put down an excavator right in the front. I feel like that looks really cool there. I really like the size of those. And then a bulldozer going right, kind of like acting like it's going into the wall, pushing stuff in. I feel like that looks really, really good there. And now I wanted to kind of cage it off just a little bit just because it is a construction site. They typically like to cage a lot of this stuff off. So I used some scaffolding to kind of act as like a little barrier. And plus you can see through it so it looks cool. And some porta potties for the construction workers. Why not? I feel like those are really cool. And then in the front, again, just filling in the area just a little bit more to kind of cage it off a little bit. And then over on this side, I did the same thing to kind of mirror that. And then now we can head to the top area and start placing stuff up here. And I wanted to add some more stuff just around to fill in the area more, to make it look like there's some like iron beams and stuff being built. And yeah, the scaffolding is amazing just because of the height thing. It gives it that much more character to the build. And then I wanted to add more right here, again, just to act like another building is being built like on top of the wide display stand. I feel like that's, I don't know, a nice little touch and looks cool. And I placed this one wide display stand like out just a little bit more, again, to give the like build some more dimension. I feel like that looks really cool there, and it gives it like more, like something more to look at rather than it being straight across. I don't know, I just think it looks cool. And then at the top here, added a utility pole just for something different for your eyes to look at. And over here on the side, I wanted to add something like a traffic cone or something to kind of fill in the area a little bit more. And again, to have something else for you all to look at. I don't know if I want to make this like upper area accessible or not. If I do, I will kind of throw it in like later on in the video or a different video, but I don't know just yet. And at the top, I added another excavator. I just wanted to. I just think they look really cool, and it definitely helps fill in the area a lot more. And here on the back side, I wanted to add just some more things that kind of cover up the area a little bit more, but I didn't want to cover up the bulldozer, so I went with another scaffolding just so you can see through it. I think it's always a good idea to use stuff that you can see through, especially like in a big build, so you don't miss out on all the other items that you place down. And I put another porta potty on top because that is like, I don't know, just in case a construction worker was to use the restroom on the top rather than going down. I don't know, I just thought it would be funny, and plus I was kind of running out of like grayish items to place down, so I thought it was fitting. And then right here I just placed down another wide display stand, again just to kind of fill it in the area a little bit more and make it look like a building is being built. And I didn't like how that was covering up a little way too much, so I kind of avoided placing that down and just added another scaffolding again just to kind of fill in the area a little bit more. And then I put the wide display stand right next to it, and I kept on doing the same thing, just basically all around, just to fill in the area a little bit more. Instead I used the fence on this right side here, and then I wanted to add a server. I felt like it could be like some sort of like generator or something powering up some of the equipment, so I just left that there. I thought it looked cool, and I don't know, I think it would help fill in the area a little bit more. And now for like the front entrance area, again I wanted to add some more things to kind of cage it off a little bit, so I added a little ladder right there, and then I wanted to add this jackhammer somewhere, and I feel like this was an okay spot for it. I wanted to make sure you are able to see all the items in this build just because it is so big, and I want everything to be filled in. And I wanted to put in a little hand washing station there. I just feel like that was a cute little touch. And now on the side here, I need to fill in this just because I don't want it to be like accessible. So I decided to place down some more wide display stands just to fill in the area, at least to where you couldn't go like from kid core over, because I only want one entrance to monochrome core. But I think this works out pretty well. And then finishing up the area, I just wanted to add a little street lamp just in case I decide to set this time at night. But yeah, I think that wraps up today's build. Let's go ahead and do our final walkthrough. And that wraps up today's build on our big construction site. I really hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and hopefully you all like construction sites because I think they're really cool and just a different way to play the game. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy today's video and don't want to miss out on any more Animal Crossing content, don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe. And again, if you have any recommendations on future themes, please leave it in the comments below. And as always, till next time.